Ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause, let's welcome our Honorable Minister for Industries and Commerce, Sridhar Babu garu, onto the dais. I would also like to invite our esteemed panelists, Dr. Satyanarayana Chava garu, Chairman, CEO, Laurus Labs, Dr. Madan Mohan Reddy, Director, Aurobindo Pharma, Dr. Anand Kumar, Managing Director, IIL, Ms. Priyanka Chigurupati, Executive Director, Granules India Limited, Dr. Srinivas Oruganti, Director, Dr. Reddy's Institute of Life Sciences, I extend my heartfelt welcome to all our esteemed and distinguished guests on stage, and now I request Dr. Srinivas Oruganti, Director, Dr. Reddy's Institute of Life Sciences, to lead the discussion.
Honorable Minister, and all the distinguished panelists in this very important roundtable, Genome Valley and Beyond, accelerating innovation in life sciences and beyond, as a part of the Telangana Rising Vision 2047 program. Sri Sanjay Kumar has already given the context of how Genome Valley is going to play a very important role in the life science ecosystem from Telangana, with creation of a strong impact for the entire world. So when we look at Telangana right now, it's at a pivotal moment, celebrating 25 years of Genome Valley, but also preparing for the next wave of innovation under this 2047 vision policy. There are a couple of facts I would like to kind of highlight once more. The life sciences ecosystem is ranked 7th in the world, a very prestigious recognition as a part which has come from the CBRE Global Life Sciences Atlas 2045. It is more than 1/3 of the global vaccines are essentially shipped from this ecosystem. 269 plus US FDA approved facilities are present in the ecosystem. Clearly, we see that the entire life science ecosystem is transitioning from a manufacturing-centric hub to an innovation-driven powerhouse. So, in this context, I think we are very close to rivaling Babu. Sir, Genome Valley is entering into the next phase of 25 years of success. What is your vision for Genome Valley and beyond as a part of Telangana's 2047 life sciences strategy?
First of all, thank you, Dr. Srinivas. And I would like to welcome to this session, all our prize partners who have traveled with our state while in the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, and for the past 10 years. We welcome with our open arms, and we would like to really share all the success of this state. Majority of the success goes by your committed and dedicated and true willingness in terms of evolving yourselves into innovation and make this Hyderabad a more viable hub for life sciences and the pharma. And in fact, I'm pleased to see Dr. Satyanarayana Chava here, Madan Mohan Reddy garu, Anand Kumar garu, and Ms. Priyanka Chigurupati garu. And I see many, successful entrepreneurs in life sciences who are sitting off the days. I welcome you all. while Dr. Srinivas was just mentioning about, 25 years back, a idea has come. As a policymaker, we design so many policies, but ultimately it rests on the partners of this state and partners of the industry who makes it possible. When the idea has come to the policymaker then, and the idea, the vision to make this Genome Valley into one of the renowned life sciences hub for tomorrow's world. The idea has rolled into action, the vision has rolled into action, and ultimately we could able, for the past 25 years, we could able to run as a single valley in India which can promote life sciences in better way. And we are seeing the fruits of the Genome Valley over here, 25 years we just celebrated. And many people, while we are celebrating 25 years of the Genome Valley existence, and later what we could able to do, what should be our vision tomorrow. And we can't sit on it and we can't idle on it. And that's the real reason we just started our next innings of our vision. We have put One Bio, a platform for all the biopharma industries to incubate, to innovate, and to see that the incubation for the startups or the innovation which is required should be propelled and should be accelerated by the infusion of the government policies. And this is where we would love to really take up and shape our life sciences policy for next 20 to 25 years. If those people 25 years back wouldn't have thought about Genome Valley, nobody in the world should have been known about the Genome Valley. And many people would have their single existence, and as a group, as a conglomerate of industries, we wouldn't have been here. And I'm so thankful that all the partners of the industry made it possible. And time and again I keep telling, it's not about the policy which makes it possible. It's not about the ease of doing which makes us possible. It's a drive and intent of our entrepreneurs who made it possible. So, over the period of these 25 years, you are the witness, the elders on the days are the witness, the elders of the days are the witness, how the ecosystem has been built. It's not about the Genome Valley, it's about the ecosystem which has built very vibrantly, very strongly, and world all over is looking at us now. For the past 25 years, we could able to create that sort of infrastructure, one, and you could able to create that sort of a skill, and we could able to literally make world see what innovation really takes place. And that is the reason about 250 odd companies from 18 countries have their existence over here. And now if you name any big company or any emerging company, they would love to come to the city of Hyderabad and to the state of Telangana. That is the progress what Telangana could achieve over the past 25 years, and the city of Hyderabad could evolve itself. So I wish and see what we are trying to provide onto the platform, under the platform of One Bio. This is a platform where all the companies can use this platform, having access to the technology and come up with innovation. That is, and I always keep telling elders over here that is a high time what we would come up with $1 billion molecule. So we have a hope and we have a trust in the entrepreneurial spirit which they keep on dynamically moving. I see many entrepreneurs who have lots of expertise in this domain still have the fire in the belly. I can see somebody like, Varaprasad Reddy Garu, he comes to me with a great other thinking that he wants to come up what, after 25 years, what this healthcare needs. So that is the spirit of what we see, and we would like to share these experiences to our industry partners and also try to learn from them how the public policies or the policies of the government should be shaped in the next phase of 25 years, what we are calling as Telangana Rising 2047. The vision document with a vision of yours will be included in the release in the later part of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for laying out a very grand vision. And you have also, I'll come back to some of the specifics that you have mentioned. When we look into the major ecosystems, be it the Boston, Cambridge, or if you look into the Basel or the San Diego cluster, what is very evident is the life sciences ecosystem in Telangana is perhaps the topmost in terms of catering to affordable healthcare. So I think that is something which is a very significant aspect, and we will be focusing a bit more on the volume and as well as the affordability aspects of how the state would spin out these technologies. So just a quick follow-up question. You have also been championing through your leadership, creating a holistic ecosystem in terms of having the best in IT infrastructure. There's a lot happening on the IT sector. There is a lot happening on the educational sector. And you have put in all the elements that are essential ingredients for creating a very vibrant ecosystem. In this context, specifically coming to the topic of the life sciences, the next generation areas, just wanted to request your thoughts. How is Telangana positioning in the frontier areas like cell and gene therapy, synthetic biology and fermentation, AI-driven drug discovery, as well as digital health?
Our focus is very clear. By 2047, we have to grow. The life sciences sector should lead the globe. At least we have to be in that 5 areas of growth. And what we see is we want to lead the next wave of the life sciences innovation. And we are all you people are here not just to participate, and you are the leaders, you just want to lead. Around the world, right now what we are seeing is the world is being reshaped by the new technologies, the new therapies, and especially the digital transformation. How best we can position ourselves preparing for this future with lots of care, scale and intent. That's the real reason I was mentioning about One Bio, wherein the company can access to the biomanufacturing infrastructure. One, we are also investing in lots of talent creation and promoting high quality research. Through the upcoming, first is we are coming up with a life sciences policy and pooling the talent through the life sciences school. This is first ever in India, and elders of this sector, the life science sector, have suggested, and we are working on it by January 2nd week to show and to reflect to all the world how we are shaping the skill. We are planning to unveil our life sciences policy in the WEF, in the Davos. And, world-class institutions should be there. Our line of objective is, we have ISB here, we have IIT here, and why can't we have this sort of a school of the life sciences over here, which have the world-class quality? And we would, through this, positioning ourselves in terms of providing the skill, providing the infrastructure through One Bio, or giving the utmost importance to the next generation students in terms of providing and instituting a life sciences university, a school. The basic objective of this school is to have the courses, the people who are interested in the life sciences, and at the same time, the company professionals or the executives who need reskilling and upskilling. And this life sciences school shall be useful for them, and the innovation really takes place at their level. This is what we are trying to do. And point two said is, while we are trying to project this, the elders on the dais, because their input is more important. How to translate our policy, our vision into action is into their hands. We are there only to facilitate, to give impetus to their thoughts. So this is our vision to make our Telangana to lead the next wave in terms of the life sciences innovation.
Thank you, sir. I think you have kind of mentioned about the talent pool creation, which is going to continuously contribute as we embark on this strong journey of innovation, and at the same time continuously evolve the different paradigms. So let me then shift to, I think we are looking at three focus areas which would help strategically plan the entire vision for 2047 and upping the innovation to the next level. The first would be on the volume to value, because it's often believed that India is third in terms of pharmaceuticals in terms of volume, but we are somewhere around the 13th or the 14th in terms of value. And it is believed that a significant contribution to value would come from these complex products, sterile injectables, and then we are looking into the new therapies. So there is clearly a wave that we witness in terms of strategic positioning into the complex areas. So with a focus on volume to value, let me first request Dr. Satyanarayana Chava. So India's API competitiveness, in fact we have mentioned this in some of the meetings earlier that I have personally heard, is shifting from a cost advantage to an innovation advantage. What are the capabilities that the Genome Valley and ecosystem should build to support specialty APIs, fermentation-driven products, and also complex biologics? And we know that Laurus has been making a foray into some of this very complex product development. I would love to hear some of your thoughts on this.
In the current industry environment, there is a significant need to invest in innovation and also manufacturing. India needs both. We are not a service-based economy, not yet. So we need manufacturing. To get the competitive advantage, we need to overlap innovation and manufacturing. The bigger the overlap, the bigger the success. To do that, we have to create some centers of excellence. For example, which you are heading, Center of Excellence for Flow Chemistry. India has to demonstrate its capabilities. And India has done significant contribution to many areas. For example, as everybody is aware, Hyderabad is a capital of vaccines. So, Hyderabad-based companies also supply 75% of the world HIV drugs. So that is also a big contribution made. They also made the HIV treatment more affordable. In 2010, HIV treatment used to cost $350 per year per patient. Today, you can remove 1 zero. So it is not even $35 per year per treatment for an HIV patient in the emerging world. Actually, it is $30. That means it is one bottle of treatment per month costs $2.5. That is less than a cup of Starbucks coffee. So that is the kind of innovation done by the companies based out of Hyderabad. They couple scale and knowledge together. That is one good example. And second example is the Indian industry is fortunately in the earlier days was dominated by chemistry. But the understanding of biology is so much right now, I think people are focusing more onto biology. If you look at the nature is more powerful than all of us. So the way you understand biology can define the future of healthcare industry, in my opinion. Enzymes, fermentation, cell therapy, gene therapy, drug conjugates, all these will define the emergence of especially Hyderabad in this. See, India is known as a reverse engineering pharmaceutical industry. China is also did that, but China is not a fast follower. They became a fast innovators now. So one third of the drugs discovered in the global scenario comes from China. So we have to see how quickly we can become from fast followers to fast innovators. That means we have to invest in basic education also. See, in the Western world, a lot of basic research, science is nurtured in the universities. It is lacking here. My request to Minister is invest very heavily into universities. Universities will create the future of the country. As you mentioned very appropriately, creating a university for life sciences, healthcare industry is one good step towards that. As a company, we also invested in cell culture. We invested in startups. So the culture of investing in startup is also increasing. In the last year, I heard there were 2,000 startups in biology. So that is an indication the number of companies will come up, number of new molecules will come up. As Minister is requesting in his every meeting, when India will become, Hyderabad will create $1 billion new drug. I think, in my opinion, it is not going to happen in small molecules. It is going to happen in large molecules. I think that is the kind of talent Genome Valley is also creating. And Genome Valley is celebrating 25th year this year. In the 25 years, Genome Valley has grown 25 times, I can tell you very clearly. So we celebrate, we were in Genome Valley for the last 20 years, and the growth we have seen in Genome Valley is remarkable. That was because of the good governments and also good governance and also the availability of talent within this region attracted so many people. As Minister said, we have 30,000 scientists in Genome Valley. You name any company in India, they have a R&D there. You name most of the global companies have also presence there. So, in my opinion, the new modalities like flow chemistry, biocatalysis, fermentation, cell and gene therapy, India can put, and Hyderabad especially, can take lead in these modalities. Instead of following, we can have the ability to lead. That means if you have to lead, you have to choose the recent advances in science. We can't take the very old chemistry and try to do that. So if companies focus on cell therapy, gene therapy, drug conjugates, biology, flow chemistry, I'm sure Hyderabad companies and companies based out of Genome Valley can lead the space.
It's truly, I think, creating strategic leadership and impact. Laura's involvement in trying to bring together CAR-T at a both accessible and affordable via ImmunoAct. These are something which is kind of inspiring, not just for Telangana, but for the entire country as well. Let me shift to Dr. Madan Mohan Reddy and continuing the discussion on volume to value transition. While retaining the dominance on volumes, I think it's very important to create high impact innovation at scale. Aurobindo has made strong moves in injectables, biosimilars, and specialty products. What strategic advantages does Telangana offer for scaling these value-oriented verticals?
Over the past few years, Aurobindo invested in substantial investment in injectables, biosimilars, peptides, hormones, and some complex molecules. These are all required a lot of money to invest on this product. So where we required is the strong ecosystem. Without that, I don't think we can achieve the results. Telangana provides exactly that. If you take three areas of importance for this ecosystem, is one of that is that infrastructure. The infrastructure is exceptional in Telangana. Genome Valley, Medical Device Park, existing mega parks, future more number of industrial parks like Genome Valley will give entire value chain from discovery to process development, process optimization, commercial, and then in the large scale way it can help. These are all can happen only when there is a good environment in the ecosystem, especially like the utilities, especially what you can call it as an power. Quality power must be there for the industry, and the land availability, and then skilled manpower. All these things, it will help to industry to go for this type of development. The second important concern is the talent pool. Talent pool in Telangana is unmatchable in India. The institutes like DRILS, CCMB, IACT, NIPER, and there are pharmacy colleges, biotech schools. These are all continuously generating lot of professionals in the line of this regulatory, this analytical experts, then microbiologists. This is that what these institutes are doing to help this ecosystem make sure that we are all successful. The third point is government partnership. It has been a real differentiate. This environment approvals, the product approvals, these are all will go for that quickly can scale up and go into the commercial. These are also help. These are the three areas where I feel there is a lot of the dependency on this particular Telangana on this subject.
Thank you, Dr. Madhu Mohan Reddy. If you were to look at specific areas from the context of 2047, which one do you think would require a greater priority, and also we need to improve the ecosystem? Long-acting injectables, peptide therapeutics, or in general the complex generics?
Before that, actually here today, if you want to sustain this, especially today regulations, I think everyone might be seeing, day by day the expectations are going up like anything. Thanks to technology and then regulators, the way they are working on this, their expectations are becoming very, very stringent. If you want to meet those expectations, especially I feel there are 4 areas where we should be able to concentrate. One is Center of Excellence for Quality Systems. For this we need facilities to provide GMP experiences and stimulation for aseptic behaviors and media fields, smoke studies. These are all require some type of stimulation studies for the students before joining with the industry. It will help industry to meet those requirements, whatever that regulators are expecting. Probably this will help us to quickly can apply at the shop floor. The other one is that collaboration with the regulatory science platform, where we need to have, government has to create a hub for this type of meetings, academic and industry and regulators all together, to make sure that to have workshops, mock audits, mock inspections, scientific advice forms and ICH harmonized training programs must happen. That is where at least we can have strengthened this, particularly on this expectation of the regulators. The third point is rightly said by Sridhar Babu garu about digital quality transformation is very important for the industry. Quickly we need to go into EBMRs, MIS and LIMS and whatever is possible in the industry, try to convert into a digital where we can minimize the risk. At least we can have a better compliance, and also the partners who is going to work with us, they will be happy with this type of systems where we have. It is going to be an advantage for the industry to move forward. The fourth one is that what is that workforce development? Even though there are people are working at the shop floors, always we need to continuously, we need to work towards that improvement of their skill. We should be able to have a lot of regulatory meetings, training programs. This is that what industry has to spend a lot of money on this to make sure that on the compliance part.
Thank you for your valuable insight. I think these are very important areas to consider as we kind of strengthen the ecosystem creation. Let me quickly have your views. Granules is synonymous to, first in-line defense kind of in the healthcare. You have produced a lot of high volume products, and we now see that you are transitioning into more complex products. I mean, you have shown leadership in integrated, the end-to-end kind of a pharma business. There are some news that you are also going to step into peptides and peptide CDMO. I'd like to have your views. What is this a conscious transition from volume-based to high-value and niche areas?
Hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Srinivas garu, and good morning to everybody on the panel and Sridhar Babu garu. First of all, I just like to say that I resonate with everything Satyanarayana garu and Madan Mohan Reddy garu said about innovation and moving from high volume to high value. But from my perspective, one thing that I definitely want to emphasize is how much ever high value products you get into, I think it's very important for companies to focus on the basic essentials. And value can be defined in very many ways. Even a simple product that a patient needs on a day-to-day basis, if made in a very different way, can be, in a very innovative way, can be made very cost efficient. And that in itself can create a lot of tangible and intangible value for a country like India and for a state like Telangana. Today, even though Telangana and India were known for high volume products and now moving to high value innovative products, the basics of those products, the KSMs, the APIs, etc., a lot of them are still imported from China. And that is something I personally think we should focus on in a very different way. I'm not saying just cost, but make them in a sustainable manner. So in my opinion, while we and even Granules focuses on more value-added products and also on more innovation-led products, our innovation and our request to the government is to support companies like us in a way where, say, green technologies, say continuous improvement processes, energy-saving route processes are all provided grants for, provided subsidies for, or encouraged. And I think that would provide some sort of a strategic national infrastructure that Telangana should be proud of. And doing that will put us ahead of many other countries in the world.
Thank you. I think you kind of alluded to what would also follow, to have a quick view on building the greener and more sustainable ecosystem for the infrastructure. Dr. Anand Kumar, your perspective would be very important because we are a volume-driven vaccine player, but there appear to be important areas like vector-based vaccines, mRNA-based platforms, and also looking at recombinant subunit constructs. How is ILL, Indian Immunologicals, navigating through this transition to more complex areas, and how do you think the ecosystem can gear up to support a kind of a leadership position again in this high technology, high intensive areas?
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for this question. We are very fortunate to be living in a developing country like India, where whether it be an animal vaccine or a human vaccine, majority of the procurement is done by the government. So this value should not be purely considered in monetary terms. It should be based on the impact that a product creates. So in India, because government procures majority of the vaccines and provides free to our citizens, still it will be affordability will be a very, very important parameter here. And in terms of how the vaccine world has changed post-COVID, I mean, if you see the number of pharmaceutical companies in Hyderabad or probably in India, there are several thousands. But if you see the number of vaccine companies in India who are seriously into business, there are only 8 companies in India. And 2 main reasons why this is so is vaccine requires a lot of capital investment, and also the regulatory procedures for approval are also very, very long. So to sustain this, it requires a lot of investment also and also a lot of patience. Now, having said that, a lot of changes are happening, especially COVID gave an opportunity for many, many technologies which were just developed at the university levels but were always kept on the shelves. But COVID gave a great opportunity to bring them all, especially vaccines which used mRNA and also the adenoviral vector vaccines. See, we as an organization, I mean, we have been in Hyderabad since 1982. As a company which has made both animal and human vaccines, we are the single largest contributor to India achieving self-sufficiency in the field of vaccines. Now, what would be the future like? Now, with newer technologies and also newer mechanisms of delivery, this game is going to change. One is, there is a lot of emphasis on mRNA vaccines, which got introduced as a part of the COVID, which gives you tremendous speed to develop. And it also doesn't require huge capital investment. And so what this would do is it would allow many players to come into this space. And currently the mRNA vaccines are prohibitively expensive because of the technology at the present state. But as months and years come by, I'm sure, because there are now self-amplifying mRNA, which the dose required is 1/10 of what is required at the present moment. So that will significantly reduce the cost. And also now artificial intelligence is being used in vaccines in a big way. For example, artificial intelligence is used to select a vaccine antigen within a virus or bacteria which can give you a longer duration of immunity. See, duration of immunity, especially given our population of 1.4 billion, it's not feasible or practical to bring people into the clinics for vaccination very often. So the vaccines developed for the future should be something where you administer once and the frequency should be very, very minimal. So that is another area which currently companies, including ours, are working on using AI to detect and select antigens which can give a longer duration of immunity. Then third thing is, even for a particular virus, several regions have different strains and serotypes. So it's a supply chain nightmare to make country-specific vaccines for a particular virus. So now attempts are being made where we can create a vaccine with a broader, like a broad spectrum antibiotic, also a broader vaccine which can cover many, many strains which are prevalent in other geographies. Fourth one is, there's a new area. I mean, every time we know about a vaccine, we always think about as an injectable. But then now many, many oral and intranasal vaccines also are being developed because this offers ease of administration, and also for our kind of population, it's very easy to administer many thousands in one go. So we actually, during the COVID time, along with Griffith University, developed intranasal vaccine for COVID-19, which was very successful. But because it was a live attenuated vaccine, it had to go through a long regulatory grind, and that's why we couldn't make it available at that time. Another thing is delivery. Now, vaccines we always think as an injectable. Now there are many technologies which are being developed in the form of patches. So especially for children, you need, the needle is a very painful thing, and also the needle uses a lot of plastic. So now microarray patches are all being developed, which help in delivery. So we also are developing patches for our measles rubella vaccine. Also we are trying out for the hepatitis B vaccine. Another thing is about thermostability. Maintaining a cold chain, also supplying vaccines through the cold chain is a very, very expensive affair. So quite a lot of effort is also going on trying to make vaccines which are much more thermostable. So these are all areas which we are developing, and of course in India or in any developing country, while you address the science part, always you should make in mind that it has to be accessible and also affordable. And we have been here in Hyderabad, our first manufacturing plant started in 1982 in Gachibowli. And later we also have 2 plants now in the Genome Valley Biotech Park. The first one started in 2012. And now we are establishing another plant spending about 700 crores, which will be mainly for animal vaccines, for both for India and also for outside.
Thank you, Dr. Anand Kumar. Just wanted to kind of transition into, there is another big expectation in terms of sustainability, digital integration, because all these are becoming expectations from the global regulatory agencies. On one side, we are navigating foray into complex products and complex biotechnology. In the context of Indian immunologicals, how are you kind of transitioning the manufacturing into a more sustainable manufacturing? Your quick views on that would be very helpful.
So we are a very socially conscious organization. We have tried to balance as much as possible between profits and social good. We have caught on to this One Health concept many decades ago. Today One Health is being widely talked about, but IL has been doing this One Health because we are making both animal and human vaccines, and we significantly contribute to the health of both. The third element in all this is the environment. See, any manufacturing activity will cause some amount of harm to the environment that we live in. So it's all about how do we minimize that so that we leave this planet in a state where our future generation can live in a very, very happy manner. So we at IL have undertaken many initiatives which will reduce our dependence on fossil fuel. For example, earlier days we used to use high-speed diesel for all our generators and boilers, but now significantly for our boilers we switched over to natural gases and LPG or CNG. Similarly, we have solar installations wherever possible. And all our manufacturing plants are zero liquid discharge. That means we don't leave anything into the open. So we recycle and reuse nearly 30 to 35% of the water in our manufacturing plants in such a manner that our consumption also is significantly reduced, because you have to be very, very cautious about the power and water utilization. Plus, we have automated a lot of our manufacturing in such a manner that we can make more and more by using very less resources. So automation did give about 20 to 25% increase in yield. So thereby we are able to use very little resources. And also, like any other organization which is very, very active in the space of quality, all the systems that we implement ensures that all the waste is reduced to a significant level. So many, many objectives of this nature, and also as a part of our CSR activities, we significantly contribute in the space of providing biogas units to many, many households. So there also we address the environment aspects this way.
Thank you, Dr. Anand Kumar. In the remaining few minutes, maybe I'll try to request a quick view of Dr. Satyanarayana Chava. I know Laurus has always been a leader in absorbing new technologies, both at R&D to manufacturing. What kind of your thoughts on how we can, the ecosystem can support a transition into greener manufacturing, and also your thoughts on what policy would be kind of enabling this transition in a very effective way? Because at the end of the day, we'll have to balance sustainability and affordability together.
See, in my opinion, to become competitive in the small molecule manufacturing, I always feel use of flow chemistry, continuous manufacturing, and use of biocatalysis in the small molecule manufacturing will put the country in the forefront. See, if you look at, everybody talks about sustainability. If you have to become a sustainable company and put a sustainable product, it has to be cheaper. It has to be cleaner. It has to be greener. It has to be safer. That means you have to make your processes cleaner, greener and safer and also cheaper. If you say, I'm a sustainable company, sustainable product, but pay me 20% more, nobody is going to pay. So for you to become competitive, you have to embrace all these technologies, use biology wherever is feasible, use continuous manufacturing wherever is feasible. I think if you use these technologies, I think country will make good progress.
Moving on to Ms. Chigurupati. There is this transition of manufacturing to sustainability, and there is a lot about science-based targets initiative and looking into the carbon footprint, circularity. We know that Granules is making strategic moves in terms of, complying with these expectations. Can you please maybe highlight for all of us what is Granules doing and why?
And why? I think Dr. Tava just answered that. It's the need of the hour. But I think Granules has been one of the first companies that has declared its SBTi targets for net zero by 2050, which is very much in line with even Telangana's targets and the country's targets, and 42% reduction by 2030. Of carbon emissions. The second thing that we have done is we have also committed to a progressive shift to 100% renewable energy by 2032. We've also adopted a lot of green chemistry and, like Dr. Chava said, continuous processing, etc., into the most basic products and even the future value-added products that we are embarking upon right now. And on the G side of things, Pharma Pathashala is one thing that we have really taken upon ourselves, and it's actually something that Chairman, it's very close to Chairman's heart, that will actually enable skill development to do all these things going forward. So in Pharma Pathashala, we essentially hire rural children from rural areas, 16 to 17-year-old boys and girls. We educate them, we teach them industry-specific skills, then we give them employment in our company for 3 years and a diploma while all their costs are taken care of. So I think all these put together are a part of sustainability targets, ESG ratings, as you can imagine. And Granules has been amongst, well, we just got an EcoVadis rating about 6 months back, where we're in the 95th percentile and we have a gold rating, which only the top 5% of companies in the world have. So this is one area of focus that we have as a company. And I think it's very important for every company to adopt this.
I think you have made a very important point, because when we look into the adherence to Scope 1, Scope 2 and Scope 3 emissions, we're also trying to look at creation of an entire ecosystem and backward integration so that this becomes a preferred destination hub for all the global players. Sir, a quick view, Dr. Madan Mohan Reddy, on how Aurobindo is really taking this transition forward and the leadership from, especially when we look at energy compliance and looking at the adoption of the greener practices. You have obviously taken by the entire fermentation game into the next level. Some insights along this context.
By 2047, sustainability will be the regulatory requirement, not a choice. All industry thinking to not only, there are two ways industry always work on that. One is for the benefit of the industry, other is that for the nature of that, whatever that sustainability requirement. As per Aurobindo concern, last couple of years, we are spending a lot of time and energy on certain parameters where we are going, majority of the products we are working on the enzymatic routes, and we are also working especially the manufacturing. We are working on the continuous manufacturing so that we can minimize that wastages. Like I can give the example of that one of the product, like 6-APA. That is penicillin G to 6-APA is the one process. Before we used to do is a chemical reaction. Now, it is an enzymatic reaction where water is the only one requirement. There is no any chemical involved in this. Enzyme and then water is the requirement. So, today what Dr. Satyanarayana said rightly, China, they are all working on this purely, every product they are working towards that enzymatic routes. The reason is we can minimize this, all these solvents, all these chemicals. So every company is working in the direction. And also on the energy part, if you go and then see today, we are all working towards this solar systems where we are spending a lot of money on this, especially power is the second highest cost in our manufacturing after this raw materials. The utility cost is the highest cost in our manufacturing. Next is the manpower cost is the major. These three, effectively if you work, I think any industry will go in a very profitable way, you can see. Today, all organizations, they are constantly working on the AI technologies and then all automations, especially in the manufacturing area. So each and every portion we are making, it is not like that our objective is reducing manpower. How qualitatively you can deliver the product is the catch. If you don't have this, I don't think we can win this, and then we will be there in this, especially in the pharmaceutical business.
Thank you, Dr. Madan Mohan Reddy. I think we have got some really important insights, and if I look back into the Genome Valley, it's about having the right DNA and having the right building blocks which will code for the right RNA and eventually the protein. Before we conclude, we have also got some very important aspects of what would be the desirable policy-based recommendations and infrastructure creation. Sir, I would like to request, before we conclude, what message would you like to give to the global innovators as well as investors to consider Telangana as a long-term life sciences destination?
Yes, thanks for all the input given by the industry leaders over here. And in fact, all the global leaders and the leaders from India who are all here. And everybody knows over a period of time, Hyderabad and the state of Telangana has become the vaccine capital. I can't say thanks to COVID, but it is exhibited. When world required us, you all people were there, and Telangana proved its mettle. Thanks to everybody over here. And secondly, over the past 2 years, when we set the process of our governance, and our Chief Minister and our government, has reflected to the industry partners that all the policy initiatives by the earlier governments will be forwarded or pushed forward. And over the past 30 years, if you have seen, the industry ecosystem over here has proven that even though different ideological, political leaders exist on governance, our perspective, our focus will be to develop the industry and to see that the fruits of this industry will be shared among our people. And that's how, these 2 years too, we were very keen to enhance the policy initiatives, which shall be globally competitive, and we will rise to the global standards of our policy making. And this is how, the great excellent team what we have in the government, we could able to really get about 63,000 crores in just 2 years as investment from different global partners. And thanks to all the industry partners who have trust in us, who have accepted the leadership over here, and who would like to take the advantage of the ecosystem which is available over here. And everybody knows this, Hyderabad and this state of Telangana is home to 8 of the world's 10 pharma companies and about 2,000 life sciences firms. I wish to I wish to tell you that it's the firms all put together value about $100 billion over here. So my message to the prospective investor over here, whatever the great leaders on the days or off the days who you interact over a period of this day will reflect what is the great ecosystem available over here, what is the potential available over here, and what the nuances of the government is taking. And secondly, to mention, as to reacting to the industry leaders here on the days, when Satyagaru was mentioning about universities. So we are specifically trying to focus on the areas of the domain expertise universities and also the general universities, the common universities. And we have come up to all the people over here, the new initiative which our government has taken is to come up with a Young India Skills University to impart skills, only specifically to skills which are required by the industry. When we found that there is a gap between academia and the industry, so the gap has to be filled. How do we fill it? The classic example is when we have come up with the life sciences university, the skills university, and I would like to mention, it is totally industry driven. The industry captain like Anand Mahindra is the chairman. Government as such only facilitates the running and the governance of the university. And many industry partners, the captains have come to share the burden of teaching and training the students who come over there. And in terms of the life sciences and the pharma, I would like to mention when we have floated this initially, the first taker was Mr. Satish Reddy of Reddy Pharma, Reddy Labs. 2 batches have come out, and those people who are skilled, only specifics to the life sciences, they have been attracted by mostly by the Dr. Reddy Labs, which is a win-win situation for them because they will be ready on the job, ready for the job on the day one. Likewise, we have sectoral training in this life sciences university, in this skill university. So when, our director was mentioning about to float a life sciences specific domain expertise university, we jumped into the idea, and skilling as such is a most important criteria for us, for our government too. And that's how we have come up with the life sciences university. So I wish to mention before all the global investors over here that please come and join us to build the world-class life sciences system. Telangana is a place where you should be there. With, all the people were just telling that we have the world-class infrastructure. And I'm not, selfish to say we have very, very proactive policy environment over here. And thanks to all young students and young employees who have the high quality talent here. And the spirit of the deep scientific capability is here in Hyderabad. And strong regulatory equipment is placed in Hyderabad. So these are all important aspects. When you come and partner with us, we will try to provide you all with us. We always see the global companies as a partner would be shaping their future and also they're shaping our state future. We would love to come see not just as an investors. Please come and share our journey. Share the dream what we have for 2047. And the vision of 2047 that looks ahead. We will definitely share the vision what we have interacted with the industry leaders, and we are coming up with a policy perspective. Sir, while taking the account of, all the elders of the days who have been specifically mentioning about few things, when they've been mentioning about the frontier biology, about the flow chemistry or the biologics, or the gene therapy or synthetic biology. We are working absolutely, whatever the input what they have given is absolutely necessary to build that sort of a systems. Almost all the systems are in place. We will try to enhance and value add for it. And when Madan Mohan Reddy garu was mentioning about the quality power, we know that the power is most important raw material for the pharma and the life sciences industry. And that is the reason after such a long time, if you have seen, we have come up with a new energy policy. This new energy policy will help industries to grow, will help industries to have access for the open access or to build their own systems of the energy building. We are also keenly stressing our point in building the green energy systems, and that's how the new energy policy is focusing on PSPs. Our new energy policy is focusing on the solar power, and new energy policies are mentioning about the power banking too. So these are the few key advantages what you have been mentioning about, sir, you are mentioning about the regulatory framework, how it should be. The regulatory framework as such, in all the 5 clusters, because I had been to Basel also. I've been trying to know the systems over there in the Basel too. The regulatory framework over there is too stringent because it is concerned about healthcare. As everybody is very conscious, all the industry leaders are also very conscious about the healthcare. So, in terms, what Mr. Madan Mohan Reddy are mentioning is to have a constant interaction between the industry and also with the regulatory framework holders and also with the policymakers. So, we would like to come up with an idea of having a regulatory flow auditors meeting with industry along with our policy makers, including me and my team. Every 6 months we will love to have that. This is the new initiative right now we are mentioning from here. And in terms of, quality power or the land availability or the talent power, I always take pride in my, talent pool and all. What Priyaji was mentioning about the green technologies, we are here for it. And what Anand Kumar was mentioning about the affordability, how you create, we take the conscious of it. Ultimately, I would like to tell to all the global investors over here and the partners who have sailed with us for over the past 30 to 40 years. Our mention is from pharma pillar. We have to grow as India's farmers engine, where we'll become the world's advanced sustainable manufacturing here. That is our future vision. And in terms of medtech, where the convergence of our pharma with the technology, because we are technology-driven state, we would love to see that the domain expertise like the med field, the bio field, converges with the tech and becomes from the vaccine leadership to the global epicenter for frontier technology centers in biologics and the therapy. And third thing what we are mentioning, Anandji, is a medtech pillar, where we would like to focus from India's integrated medtech hub into a global hub for intelligent device and the procreation center. We would like to come up as a pillar for that, and absolutely what the need of our is the innovation center. We would like to powerhouse this Hyderabad as a global innovation center for tomorrow, from hosting the world's top 10 pharma and also the major vaccine companies, and becoming the global command circle of innovation. This is our vision in 2047, the vision document which will be released by our Chief Minister, Mr. Revant Reddy. And with this hope, I could able to convince most of the global players to come and part and be parcel of our ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for a truly inspiring sharing your vision for a very strategic and all the moves. And it was really a privilege to listen to some very important inputs that would become essential elements as we progress from today to 2047 in realizing the vision. On that note, I think it was a privilege to be part of the panel, and I thank all the panelists, esteemed members, and Honorable Minister for their valuable time.
Thank you so much, Minister Garu. Thank you, Dr. Srinivas Garu, and all our panelists for such a thoughtful and a forward-looking discussion. Before we conclude, I request Honorable Minister Garu to felicitate our panelists. We'll start with Dr. Chava, Dr. Satyanarayana Chava, Chairman, CEO, Laurus Labs. I request Minister Garu to felicitate our panelists here on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Satyanarayana Chava, Chairman, CEO, Laurus Labs. Dr. Madan Mohan Reddy, Director, Aurobindo Pharma. Dr. Anand Kumar, Managing Director, IIL. Ms. Priyanka Chigurupati, Executive Director, Granules India Limited. Dr. Srinivas Oruganti, our moderator for this panel. Director, Dr. Reddy's Institute of Life Sciences. And now I request all of you to please step forward for a group photograph. And I request Sri Sanjay Kumar Garu and Sri Shakti Nagappa Garu, Director for Life Sciences and Pharma, Government of Telangana, to please join us on stage for a picture. Sri Sanjay Kumar Garu and Sri Shakti Nagappa Garu. Once again, thanking our panelists for joining us on stage for such a thoughtful discussion. On behalf of the organizers and everyone present here, we extend our heartfelt gratitude for your time, knowledge and your commitment to shaping Telangana's life sciences vision for 2047. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to move on to our next session of our panel discussion, and that's investing in inclusion, prospects in affordable housing. In just few minutes, we are about to begin the next panel discussion that is set for the day. By 9 shades chahiye. 9. I request, I can see many of you all standing back there. So I request all of you to please take your seats, make yourself comfortable and engage yourself in such a wonderful discussions that's happening here since morning. Moving on to the next panel discussion, which carries the theme, investing in inclusion prospects in affordable housing. Our next session explores an issue at the heart of equitable development, affordable housing. As Telangana grows, the question becomes, how do we build spaces that are not only accessible and climate resilient, but also reflect dignity and community? We begin with our distinguished speakers who bring in their deep experience across sustainability, environmental planning and social infrastructure.
Depth. So may I request Ms. Kranti to present the mementos. These are also a special mementos, the Cheriyala artwork and the Pochampalli shawls. Please put your hands together for all the speakers for giving us the insight on the heritage.